Good evening and salutations, my soap opera fans. I was not there trying to come up with topics to sit there and talk about. I had a couple of different topics, but I had to sit there and kind of go with my gut on this one, which was General Hospital, despite the nurse's ball, was actually pretty good. Y&R was, well, it was terrible. It was absolutely garbage. But GH actually surprised me. I remember I made a post yesterday saying that I wasn't gonna sit there and do reviews because of the nurses ball, and I was just like I don't want to like deal with that after Monday's review because yeah. But I'm like, listen, it was actually pretty good. I think yesterday was pretty decent, but today was good. And I'm like, listen, if they keep up with that, then I'm in. I don't give a damn about the music and the dancing and all the garbage that they do. But the story is where I'm at. What's good, Herman? Thank you for joining tonight. So I want to know what your thoughts are. I may actually have to sit there and rearrange this site, but I think it works though. Monique is in the chat. What's good, Monique? Monique said, "Glad Brooklyn spoke. Her silence is a deadly enemy, and Liesel getting kidnapped again. Sorry, I couldn't make the chat last night. How's everyone doing? It's all good, Monique. I'm glad you're in here now. And yeah, I'm glad that Brooklyn broke her silence. I just kind of wish she would have found her conscience, before she signed that agreement. But yeah, yeah, an actual solid good episode. I didn't actually get a chance to read the comments on my GH review. I'm gonna do that tonight before I go to bed. But well, I pretty much kind of laid into Spencer for being an entitled jackass, and I'm so glad that Trina saw it too. It was so great. Herman says I'm a couple of days behind, but I saw some clips of YouTube of today's show. Yeah, it was good. Monday was, you can skip Monday. Monday was horrid. It was absolutely garbage. From start to finish, it, mm, garbage. Absolutely garbage. Yes, Monique, I'm so glad you're in the chat today. Richard, was good, Richard? And Pinky Wave was good. CW's in the chat. Was good, CW? Thank you for joining. Big Nate's in the chat. Was good last day on Earth? Was good last day? I'm gonna say I've been hating Spencer as well as Esma's evil ass. Yeah. You know, I'm not a fan of Esme, but she is so much more tolerable than Spencer. Jesus Christ. Last day said I wanted to clear up what I said on B&B comment today. I was saying that I think Caroline is coming back from the dead. I don't think DNA makes you. Oh no, it's all good last day. It's all good. Listen, last thing, we can always sit there and disagree about something. It is not the end of the world. Never feel like you gotta apologize for your opinion. Well, I'm glad you're able to make it tonight. Big Nate was good. How was the show today? It was kind of 50-50. It's kind of 50-50. B&B was good. GH was good. Y&R was terrible. And Days, yeah, actually, Days was actually pretty decent. So, CW says B&B and GH had catching a case today. Monique said I thought GH was not going to come on due to. It's funny, Monique, because my DVR didn't actually even record it. I had to sit there and watch it on YT, which was annoying. But tomorrow, supposed to record. Shauna's in the chat. Was good, Shauna? Nate says the nurse report feels a bit flat on GH, which is no surprise. The action was great today on GH Star. Yeah, I mean, you have to sit there and tell me I fast forward through all that stuff. CW says Liam was going into fullest mode today on Thomas. Gloria's in the chat. Was good, Gloria? Well, no, it's all good. Last day, I'm happy to have you. I'm always happy to have you. So, Shauna says, "What's good? What's good, Shauna? I'm so my I'm so mad at Lucy. Yeah, how you doing tonight, Apple? Thank you for joining. And yeah, Shauna, ooh, Lucy. Anna got shot because of Lucy. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Lucy the dingbat. You know, I'm gonna have. Let's just sit there and say I'm gonna have fun reviewing it for the next couple of days with Lucy. Joy's in the chat. Was good, Joy. Thank you for joining. Hmm. Shauna says Liam's a jerk and hope she let him get away with too much. I agree with that, Shauna. I'm like, yo, listen, do not ever sit there and start running after a man. Nikisha Moore is in the chat. Was good, Nikisha. Thank you for joining. Herman says no. Anna got shot because of Anna. Remember how Anna brought Lucy and her crazy ass to this mess? That's true. I mean, that's true as far as bringing Lucy into it. But Lucy's a dumbass who cared more about her own interests and her own self worth as far as how she views the nurses ball than she did about pretty much anyone there. So yeah, I'm still gonna put that on Lucy. What's good, Jess? Thank you for joining. Last day says GH was great today. I love the gun cliffhanger today. Victor is playing something, and Spencer got called out because he's acting like a child in this a situation. Jess says that bullet's supposed to be for her. You mean Lucy or Anna? Herman says they got me out here rooting for Victor. Now Nikisha said, "Are we supposed to applaud for Brooklyn like she's a hero now?" Exactly. Exactly. I'm like, boo, you way too late about that. You should have never sold your dignity and self worth for some fun. Monique says, "Why did Victor kidnap Liesel again?" He still has a thing for Liesel, which is really odd because, well, technically his joystick isn't working. Now, Shonda says she's proud of Brooklyn. Joy says Nikki says just a way to put her with Chase. Now that exactly, and I said that in my review. I said the exact same thing. Joy, what's good, Blackmon? Thank you for joining. How you doing tonight, Black Man? Thank you for joining. Okay, said they camera showed Ned jumping up like he was going to do something, but he been knowing about that stuff. Link, he didn't help her. I don't know. Here's the thing, Nikisha. I don't know if he knew about the SH stuff though. You know, Mel's in the chat. Was good, Mel. Thank you for joining us. I'm doing good, Black Man. Thank you for asking. Seriously, did you really just? I'm not clear on what he's doing. Also, last day. CW says Hope needs to really take a step back because the way Liam was acting proves what he thinks of her. Liam acts more like her dad instead of her husband. He doesn't trust her, and I think that's the biggest problem right there. He doesn't trust her. Freddie's in the chat. Was good, Freddie? You usually do, Mel, so I'm not surprised. Joy says Victor claims with the necklace he can save the world. He's leaving out important stuff like the details. That's right. Freddie says GH was fire. I agree. Now, Shauna says Brooklyn did it because Lane constantly pushing up and Brook on Blaze and thought he was going to try with Joss. I I get that, and I get that that was the final straw. But here's my whole thing, though. If Link didn't do that to Joss, he would have did that to some other girls that Brooklyn didn't see. So it pretty much would have been like, oh well, if I didn't see it, it didn't happen. So I'm kind of iffy on that. I am happy that she did speak up. It's sad that it got to a point where um it had to come to that point. When it says as someone who has been a victim of SA, it takes courage to speak out. Better late than never. Should Brooklyn have come for a long time ago? Yes, but she did, and now she's giving others a chance. Exactly, and that's why I was very kind of iffy on that. But no, you have a point. You have a point, Monique. I'm also sorry you actually ever had to deal with that. Um, Jake Blues in the chat. I haven't seen GH all week, but now I'm looking forward to this week's episode. Just get Monday's episode, Jay Blue, because Monday's episode was garbage. Monday's episode was garbage. I will stand by that 100%. Also, it was so funny that Eric goes in the secret room and takes a picture of Stefan and Gabby. And, no, I'm pretty sure you mean EJ. Just as my thing is, it was only done so she and Chase could be together. What's good, Jennifer? Thank you for joining us tonight. But no, I agree with that, Jess. I do. It's like we know why. We know, you know what I'm saying? Like we know why also. And that is yeah, that's very true. That is true, Jess. Herman says bad writing and bad directing has me not caring about Brooklyn. But yeah, I agree. It's that's why I'm all over the place because I do agree with Monique on that as well. It is better late than never. Queen of the South is in the chat. Was good. It's been a minute. How have you been? How have you been doing? It is always a blessing to see you in the chat, Queen of the South. In case I'm not feeling this Brooklyn story because it's not a good story, instead of a fake Me Too story to explain Brooklyn story, they should have just cast an actress who could sing. Of course, of course, of course. Um, Of course, man. Yeah, no, yeah. When it says thank you, Black Knight, I dealt with it. I've learned that not speaking out, giving the accuser power, and by Brooklyn speaking out, she took power away from Lake. That's very true. Skinner's in the chat. What's good, Skinner? Thank you for joining us. Kyrie's is in the chat. What's good, Kyrie's? Tamara's in the chat. What's good, Tamara? Tamara? Shauna says we all know Brooklyn is selfish, but she can be selfless too. Her conscience was bothering her. Freddie, which one? The GH one or which review are you talking about? Hippie's in the chat. What's good, Hippie? Just said it would have been better if she spoke out, if she spoke to Blaze and convinced Blaze to do it to me. I mean, like me too. Now, Last Day says, how is Brooklyn selfless? Tracy Steves is in the chat. What's good, Tracy? Darby's in the chat. What's good, Darby? We have a new person also. Henderson. What's good, Henderson? Some great performance today, but a very grim ending with Anna being shot. I'm assuming that's it for me. Yeah. Well, I, yeah. Not to take your word on that, because oh, by the way, who was that other chick? The one that Carly was fangirling over. Who was that? CW says, and what was up with Liam handling Thomas like that and telling him to leave? If anyone should be leaving, it should be him. And Hope Thomas showed a lot of restraint. I give him that. I give him that too. I give him that too, CW. You don't walk up in somebody else's place like you own the place. I'm like, bro, his last name is on the building. And in all reality, CW, the next time that Liam decides to go a caveman, I hope Thomas whoops his ass because he would deserve every single hit that's coming to him. Curry says, I've been watching some old clips of Phyllis versus Sharon. That was some pretty good TV watching back then. Yeah, it sounds much better than what we got today, which was garbage. I mean, why not was really bad. Like really bad. Jesus Christ, it was bad. Full of surprises though. Full of surprises. GH was actually good. I enjoyed watching GH. Um, I enjoy being able to actually see the whole episode on YT. Um, Now Shauna says she didn't have to take care of Max's baby. She didn't have to say a word. She got her songs, but if someone gets hurt, she would feel bad. Yeah, I agree with that, Shauna. I mean, Brooklyn doesn't have a black heart, you know. It was pretty selfish what she did. Okay, we can all admit that. But at the end of the day, she did the right thing. Granted, it was more for story plot, but she did the right thing, and I guess that's what really matters in the end. Just says, I'm just wondering how Lucy got away with all those gunmen, especially coming in from all sides of the house. But you know what? I'm kind of glad that she did. I'm glad that she did because now she can feel um, you know, Freddie says the thing I love about Lanikia's GH review, she doesn't care what nobody says, she's gonna say what she says when she talks about the singing today. I died laughing, and the yesterday's review. That's good. I love people speaking their mind. What's good, Dolly? Thank you for joining. Now, Henderson says, I'm a Spencer and Trina fan, but Trina needs to see Spencer today acting out. Here's the thing. This isn't, I'm going to say this. This isn't the first time that Trina has seen Spencer act like an entitled dick. Okay? This is the first of many. When somebody shows you who they are, you believe them. You believe them. Point blank, period. You believe them. CW says Leanne reminds me so much of Phyllis today. Phyllis took her hatred on Diane to the extremes, and we see how that turned out. And I see some similar happening to Leah. Shauna says, "Run, Trina." It was good, Queen of the South. CW says Leanne reminds me. Oh, why the hell am I? Jess says I'm convinced Spencer has a crush on Dex or something. I don't blame him. Um, that's what I meant. Joy says Phyllis is an idiot. She's so determined to get Diane. She's giving up her kids. We know she won't be able to stay away. All she's doing is making sure her kids will hate her forever. Exactly. Exactly. Joy, you literally could not have said it any better. Nikesha, I don't know why Trina was surprised she saw Spencer mistreating Dex at her mom's wedding just a few weeks. Exactly. When somebody shows you their ass or shows you themselves, you believe them. You believe them. What's good, Janet? Thank you for joining. Seriously. Thank you for joining us, Janet. Juan says, yeah, Liam was a total jerk today. Guess we got to hope something about fantasizing about Thomas now. The script is about to flip. But yeah, it wasn't, and that's the thing. Keisha had so much of a just said Trina keeps trying to redeem Spencer. He has always been a brat. Exactly. He's always been a brat. Well, he's always been. Jess, you're being nice. Bless your heart, but let's be honest. The dude is literally an entitled prick. Okay, that's literally what he is. Kyrie says if he tries that, Finn will beat his ass. Jennifer says, I hope not. Jonathan's in the chat. What's good, Jonathan? Jonathan, I gotta ask you something. Did you? Well, first I gotta sit there and ask you. You know who Eric Reload is, right? The guy who does the reviews on like the Arrowverse shows, like Flash and okay, well, there's really nothing else. But do you know who Eric Reload is, Jonathan? Okay, so you know what's going on with him, right, Jonathan? About his feud with Eric July. But I saw the video yesterday, and man, is Eric Reload getting so much smoke. And on his Twitter page, I was like, Jesus Christ. And yeah, okay. So you know. Okay. It's crazy. Freddie said, Trina girl, you know what type of person Spencer is. This is how he is a spoiled rich brat that thinks he can order anybody to do what he wants. So you either stay in the cast iron drama or leave. Yeah. But yeah, Jonathan, he's And you know, the sad thing is, Jonathan, did you actually watch Eric July's video? Because there were certain things that Eric Reload did accuse him of doing that he didn't actually do in that video. So it's bad. It's bad. But you know, I agree with Freddie. I do. I mean, yeah, I agree with Freddie. CW says the link thing is I actually feel sorry for Hope. Oh, the ironic thing is I actually feel sorry for Hope, and as far as a trust is concerned, Hope should be more distrusting of Liam that Liam is a Hope, or did he forget that Hope mannequin debacle? Perry says Phyllis is way too pathetic. Diane should not be in her head like that rent free, that she willing to throw away her whole life and half of her money to get back at her. Phyllis is a set. Yeah. I I I I watched a couple of videos, Jonathan, but it's the particular video. If you watch it, or watch it and make your own conclusion. It's just one of those things where it's like it just sucks. Sucks. You know, and it's funny too, Jonathan, because I thought about doing a video about that, but I was like, yeah, I'm gonna just stay out of that one. Because the particular topic that's at hand. But yeah, it's crazy. Also, to tell you the truth, I never actually seen him be that unhinged a little bit, like that angry. Now, Monique says the that's the worst thing Trina can do is try to change Spencer into being something he is not. Spencer will be Spencer. Sure. Herman says Spencer hasn't changed one bit, and now that has Esme, they can go ahead and put them together to raise their big ass newborn. Ah, that's funny. What's good to have him? Thank you for joining. Johnson says, I think Spencer's attitude towards Dex might be a little more personal because he knows that Josh cheated on Cam. With him, I do agree he's out of line now. Yeah. CW says Spencer just an annoying entitled ass. Yeah. He is. He is. And you know, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, granted, I love watching people trying to defend Spencer's actions. I get a huge kick out of that. I really do. I mean, listen, I'm always going to respect somebody's opinion. I may disagree with it wholeheartedly, but it's still just hilarious to me. Sean says it's about being with someone who has respect for others. Yeah. Mackay, what's good, Mackay? Mackay says I can't. Okay. Imagine trying to get back at someone so bad that I would have to fake my own death. What's good, Laura B? Thank you for joining. Daisy Flowers in the chat. Daisy Flowers says the Sabrina fans annoyed me today, blaming Josh for Spencer's actions. Seriously? What? They blame Josh for Spencer's entitled ass actions? Are you serious? Wow. That's crazy, Jess. Monique says Spencer has never been told no, you can't do this. Somebody is always there to defend him. He has been enabled all his life, so when someone tells him he is wrong, it's like you're turning your back on him, on me. Yes, she cheated on Cam. Yeah, I mean, and don't get me wrong, I'm not a fan of that Daisy Flower, but I'm like, Spencer, you need to sit there and stay in your own damn lane. Now, Juanita said, yes, clearly, Phyllis didn't think this through. She didn't. She didn't. You can tell today's in the episode that she was thinking about her kids and stuff, which is kind of a little bit too little, too late. But yeah, excuse me. Freddie says my thing is when the hell was Gladys' bodyguard when she went backstage and slid that necklace in Cody's suit after this Sonny should fire that bodyguard. Now Kyrie says I blame Josh for everything else wrong in this world except for Spencer's entitled attitude. Nicholas should have whooped his ass a long time ago. Darby says Spencer is Cam's best friend and that's the nicest thing anyone has ever said about him. Daisy Flower says I figured out why I don't ride so hard for Sabrina. It is their fans. I'm gonna leave that alone. Henderson says Spencer dislikes for Dex is odd because Cam forgave Josh even with her being wrong. Something isn't right. Shauna says Cody should have told Sasha instead of thinking Gladys was. Yeah. Monique says how you get M is how you lose M. Them referring to Josh and Dex. And Jonathan has a theory. Jonathan says, I'm sticking with my theory that Faith Roscoe is Austin's mystery boss and Dex's mother. Yes, yeah. And Nikisha said, Dating Flower, what do you have against Sabrina fans? ML says it's so cold hearted of Phyllis to choose revenge over one putting Diane in prison over Daniel and Summer. Yeah. But see, that's the thing though. That's what Phyllis is. That's who she is. She is a hmm, she is an immature 60-year-old little girl. Barbie says, didn't Faith get shot to death? From what I understand, it was off screen. Okay, so Lorby says, didn't Faith get shot to death? I heard it happened off screen though. Data Flaw says Makisa they push too hard and are negative about other characters. Well, yeah, I'm not gonna put words in the mouth. Carrie says that's what pissed me off about Cam. He was a simp to forgive Josh. Then he went and puffed his chest, threatening Dex before he left. I agree with that. I agree. I 100% agree with that, Kyrie. I mean, I wouldn't sit there and say he's a simp, but that forgiveness was just way too fast. But remember, Kyrie's TJ forgave Molly for doing the exact same thing. You know, I was there for it too. Daisy Flower. Freddie says Gladys knows she ain't right, and they need to hurry up and go straight to the course. That Gladys isn't right to be Sasha's guardian. Gladys is back to her old ways. Yeah, that's exactly what I was meant to say. I was like, that's Gladys for you. That's Gladys for you. Monique says if Cody told the truth about Gladys, he would be in a no-win situation with Miss Moo and Sunny. He telling Sunny about Gladys. He is going to be in Sunny and Miss Wu's crossfires. Oh, okay, hold on. Harry said technically TJ cheated on Molly first years prior, so they're even. All right, all right. I'm cool with that. Even Steven, baby. I'm cool with that. I did talk about that before. I am all for even in the eyes when it comes towards cheating. I mean, dead ass serious too. Daisy Flowers said Josh told off Spencer she is annoying, but Josh knows Spencer better than Trina. Now, Shauna says they showed Olivia today. They did? I don't remember them showing. They actually showed Olivia today? Last days? No, hold on. Darby says Thomas is going to have to fight Liam and his brother Wyatt because Liam wouldn't be acting out without Wyatt egging Liam on. Johnson says even Stevens. I remember that. Disney Channel. Yes. Um, never actually watched. I don't think I've actually watched. See, my whole thing. I was more of. I do remember that show, but I was more of a Nickelodeon person at the time. Now, Gwen says, "Hey everyone, my allergies are acting up. Bad guys have not been feeling well for the past few days. Hopefully, everyone's doing fine." Gwen, it is always a blessing to see you in the chat. Oh, I didn't remember that, Daisy Flower. Wow, it is good to see you in the chat, Gwen. Though I'm sorry that you're going through that. It is really great to see you, though. Nikisha, how can you make a judgment about all Sabrina fans, though? I remember you're the same one who doesn't like Trina because she didn't take down Cyrus when he was holding her hostage. Bless you to, I'm assuming, Gwen. Justin said I was more of a Cartoon Network person during that time. Yeah, me too. Well, no, I was more of a Nickelodeon fan. Then I came into the Cartoon Network right afterwards. Now, Nikisha said, Just said, I thought Finn was going to be part of the Magic Milo act. I was about to change. I'm not going to lie, Jess. I thought this, well, I fast forwarded it anyway, but yeah, I thought that as well. Uh, just. Freddie says, I'm going to say it. Dex shouldn't be drinking on the job while being with Sonny's bodyguard. Now, say if Dex drank 2 or 3 tequila shots, he would have been drunk. He there to protect Sonny and people Sonny cares about. I mean, yeah, but I mean, the dude could sit there and drink though. Like hearing that from entitled as Spencer, you know, I ain't with it. Might be right, but I ain't with it though. Yeah, Jonathan, there was. Uh, Duwan is in the chat. What's good, Duwan? Deja Fly says it's not all Sabrina fans, but a majority of them on Twitter. Bless your heart as well. I like Trina, but I do not like when fandom gets negative, similar to the Larson and Jason fan wars. Now Nikisha said, I agree he is too old for her. He gave her liquor before they had blank the first time too. Not okay. Now Sean says Spencer's not the police. He talked down to him, plain and simple. Exactly. And it was no reason for that. But you know what? Here's the thing though. Trina saw that. Trina saw that. And that's you take him back at this point. Nikish said you comp out people being negative about characters. You're being negative about real people. Makes perfect sense. Okay, I'm okay. Seriously, you just the one says I can't believe how they did my girl Anna. Well, we can blame Lucy for that once again. I'm throwing that on Lucy. Yes, I know Anna pulled Lucy into this whole thing, but Lucy had one job. But because she is a immature 60 something plus year old woman, she what the hell? Blew the cover. Broly says I've never seen the Sabrina fans negativity. I've seen some serious toxic fandoms over the years, but Sabrina fans aren't one of them. Jennifer says Anna's not dead, Jennifer. Just as I really argued with one today, they really told me Dex is lame because he has a one bedroom apartment. What? Yo, listen, apartments aren't cheap. Shauna says when asked Lucy to stop, she didn't. Nikki said Dolly same here was see his joy in spreading love for Tabiana and Nicholas Chavez. Hmm. You know what? You know who I will sit there and say is a toxic fandom? And I'm not saying all of them, but there's a lot of Star Wars fans that are toxic as F. Like, seriously toxic. I thought Sonic fans was the worst, but Star Wars fans, some Star Wars fans, Jesus Christ. Oof. Freddie says at least Lucy got the hell out of there. Yeah, she did. Nikki says some people have to try really hard to find a reason not to like Sabrina. You know, like I said, Star Wars. You want to sit there and see some really terrible fans. Some Star Wars fans are really terrible. Now, CW says, what's the point of taking Lisa when the ball park Frank no longer? I love it, CW. I love it. Jesus Christ, Nikisha. Wow. Darby says CW maybe Liesel has a cure. Curry says Logan fans on Facebook are ridiculous. The way they attacked Denise Richards was awful. What? Oh no, you're not attacking my girl Denise Richards. I love Denise Richards and Nev Campbell for reasons. And I think everyone in the chat knows what reason it is. Johnson says I like how EJ looked up and whispered thank you. It was funny. It was funny. It was funny. I wanted to do a review on that, but it got kind of late though. Dave Fowler says, Nikisha, I like them, but when I voice my opinion on Twitter, I get attacked by them. It does dim my opinion. Nikisha, then it's up to you to tell the difference between some people on Twitter and the rest of the fandom. That's true. You can't sit there and blame a whole fandom for a couple people's lousy attitude and lousy actions. Can't do that. Because that's the same thing when I sit there and talk about certain Star Wars fans. Not all Star Wars fans are negative. CW says, "Oh yeah, they were horrible to her and Renee Sophie." Jesus. Now to have them, it's like, wow, Nikisha about Willow. Harry says, yes, they were talking about Denise Richard was ugly, dumb, and a bad actress had to curse and fear them out. Do what you got to do. Do what you have to do. Kyrie, I think I actually like that movie. Well, why I like Denise Richard and Nev Campbell. Hey, listen, I didn't have the internet back then. Okay, so I had to sit there and do what I had to do. I'm gonna just sit there and say that. Jonas says Hope fans sent Wayne Brady death threats about what? Oh hell no. Lady Flaw says it was 50 people that I had to block today. No, I want to. Thank you, Duan. Thank you so much. Duan, you are amazing. What the hell? Okay. Devlin said Albert does Lizzo. Albert does Liz. What? 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 What does that mean to Havlin? Eagle Fangs in chat. Eagle Fangs. What's up, Albert? It seems like BLQ and Chase are closing to hook up. Only 5 more years and then they'll be together. What's good, Eagle Fang? I wonder what that Lizzo thing is. Now Johnson says, remember back when we only had digital dial-up internet and everything was slow. I didn't even here's the thing, I didn't even have internet back then. So now to have one said Albert does Liz O. I think I kinda have an idea what you're saying. If we're talking about that movie that Duan just said, then I guess that's a yes. But if you're talking about like singers, like as in Lizzo, I don't listen to Lizzo. Nikisha, if you don't want negativity, you should probably just get off of Twitter then. Hmm. Yeah, but Nikisha, here's the thing. It shouldn't have, I mean, granted, yes, that's true on some level, but it shouldn't have to be that way, though. It shouldn't have to be that way. It really should. Ego thinks that Trina Spencer relationship is about to get botched up by GAs. They didn't even come up, come close to hooking up. This will make tons of fans upset, rightfully so. I feel for the Trina and Spencer fans. Harry says true. The match to support Darby. They make me. And to have them said I have. And Monique said I had AOL back then. I get a phone call. My internet service is disrupted. Jesus. Davlin says Albert does. Does Little has a secret child by Uncle Vic? Oh, Liz. Does Liz have a secret child by Uncle Vic? No, I don't know about that. No. We're talking about General Hospital. Okay, then no. If that's what we're talking about. I don't know anyone on YNR is really named Liz. Freddie says, I would love Tracy and Holly to work together as a team to find Luke Spencer and bring him back to Port Charles. Yeah, because I don't think he's. Seriously? Dolly said, I think Jeremy means Liesel. Oh, I doubt that. I doubt that. Just said little the singer. Yeah, no, no, she's talking about something else. Seriously? You just Hippie says I talk about a soap opera when I get on here. Yeah, I mean we talk about a lot of things. It's mostly soap operas, but we do sit there and talk about a lot of things. Aunt Liesel. Okay, Aunt Liesel. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I don't think that they have some sort of secret child. I think I think that Victor is just in love with um Liesel. Okay, so I don't remember when, but I read that Sabrina is supposed to have an adventure. Maybe Victor's going to scoop them up to them. I think if anyone, they're going to sit there and get is Esme for the baby. They're going to get Esme for the baby. What's good, Ron? Thank you for joining. Wow, Jesus Christ. I didn't think it was actually almost that late. Gwen says a lot of castmates was walking her to her car. The sicko was sending her very scary mail. Jesus. Yeah, they haven't said that Aunt Lisa will have a secret baby by Uncle Victor. Not that I know of. Oh, hold on. Serious? Marsha. Was good, Marsha. Gwen, yes, GH was actually good today. GH was actually good today, Gwen. It was. Days was okay. Days was okay. GH was actually good. Well, GH was actually good, though. Now, Jess says it would be cool if they killed off Anna, and they won't. Yeah, they won't kill her off. Freddie says Victor was using a psychological manipulation on Valentine. Latasha's in the chat. Was good, Latasha. Latasha said, "Oh my God, can Willow catch a break?" Yeah, I've been saying that. I'm like, they're literally edging up to the edge, and now they take away Liesel. Now Hippie said, "So I hope people are not implying that I'm talking about these characters so seriously. I can't come back to reality and appreciate their acting." No, Hippie, I don't think anyone is implying that you're taking these characters too seriously. Marsha said, been out since 4 this morning. Earthquake shook my house 8 miles from, oh, wow, Oklahoma? I didn't know they actually had earthquakes in Oklahoma. But I'm sorry that you're dealing with that, though. Been up since 4 this morning. Jesus. I think that was like the number two reason why I didn't want to move to LA was the earthquakes. The money first, but then the earthquakes. Duan says Wynard didn't get rid of Phyllis. Why should she dispose of Anna? Marcia said, yeah, been having them due to fracking. Ron says, Albert, I remember when you said that one fan told the actress Cindy Watts, who plays Nina, that she would slap her. Yep, that's very true. I was like, this person had lost her damn mind. And Laura Wright had to come in there and defend her. Like, this is insane. Freddie says, Jordan, you really think Victor is going to give you some information? By the way, which I didn't actually take a look at, Barbie says, was YNR and B&B good today? Laura B, B&B was good today. YNR was garbage. I'm just gonna say YNR was garbage. Davlin said, "Yeah, I'm talking about General Hospital, Uncle Vic, and Nina's crazy aunt." I didn't know that. Tracy Steve, that Cali also has earthquakes. Dave says now that the actors playing Link is leaving, we can have Brooklyn and Chase back on track. Kevin is in the chat. What's good, Kevin? It's not really. I gotta check. And what's good, Dave? Thank you for joining. Uh, CW says Darby just gifted a mem. Darby, oh my God, thank you, thank you so much. Thank you, Darby. You are. Thank you for telling me, CW, and thank you, Darby. Oh my God, you are amazing. I was just gonna sit there and take a look at the likes because we got like 49 people in the chat, but I swear if I and also hitting the like button really does help because we got some new people up in the chat. But thank you again, Darby. Onyx says, "How do you give a membership?" What's it? That's a very actually. Shakira's in the chat. What's good, Shakira? Have a good night, Gwen. Thank you for joining us. So, Monique, on the right hand side, there's a dollar sign. When you click on the dollar sign, it will give you four options. And at the bottom, it says membership gifting. So you click on the bottom where it says membership gifting, and you just pay for the membership, and it just goes to a random person. But Shakira's in the chat. What's good, Shakira? And thank you again, Darby. Thank you again, Darby. Johnson says the only other person I know who would really have it out for Thomas is Rick. But have a good night, Gwen. Thank you for joining us. Dave's in the chat. Dave says, I'm at 30%. I will make this quick. Hope you're well, but I am Dave. Thank you for joining us. I know you're at like 13%, so it's good seeing you in the chat, though. So, yeah, we got 48 people in the chat. Okay, we got 47 people in the chat. We got 21 likes. Thank you, Darby. Thank you. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. So if you are enjoying the stream, hit the like button. Really does help. We get new people in. I hope someone actually gets the membership though. I know people actually have to sit there and um Kyrie says, "Where's DC?" Uh, I talked to DC tonight. Well, I talked to him today, but I was gonna sit there and try to have him come on, but he was busy tonight. So we're gonna try to do something maybe next week. I've been on his schedule. I think we're at like 34 people, 34 members so far. So if somebody gets that membership, we'll be at 30, 35. Because for some odd reason, I just forgot how to count. But yeah, I always got to sit there and talk to my guy DC. And James was in it. James was or JLJ Media. He was doing a live stream today. So I gotta sit there and catch him. And I saw a couple of people in there that I knew. Monique says, despite Sonny's flaws, he is generous to a fault. Yes. I like the conversation with him and Bobby. I thought Bobby was going to give him more smoke, but he had that checkbook. So Shauna says Rich won't allow his kids to be against each other. Solomon's in the chat. What's good, Solomon? Darby says, how would people take it if RJ would accept Thomas as a loving brother? This question is for Mel. All right, Mel. Um, Freddie says the act. What am I doing? Freddie says the actor who plays Victor has also played from the classic sitcom The Nanny as Max. He is playing the hell out of this role of Victor. Great job, especially today's scene. It's actually nice to sit there and see some positivity in the people that is looking at Victor's character. Because there's a lot of people that do not like him as Victor. Um, I've seen it like so many times. I mean, he hasn't done anything so far that has been like, ugh. But lately he's been killing it. Nikki said, "You're probably tired of me asking, but anybody watching Yellow Jacket tonight?" Nikisha, I'm never tired of you asking. And I wish I could sit there and watch it if I had time. But Nikisha, that's another thing. I finished watching Miss Marvel. I actually liked it. I liked it, Nikisha. I thought it was actually pretty good. So I'm looking forward to seeing her in the next Captain Marvel movie, and hoping that she gets a season two. But I was so looking forward to sit there and telling you that because I remember you said you watched it, and I just kept forgetting. And Monique says, I remember when Sonny and Alan got into a dispute about Sonny donating money to the hospital. He said, my money is not good for you until you need it. Ooh. Brooklyn's in the chat. Was good, Brooklyn? I watched James today, catching up on the soaps. Yes, I had to sit there and pop up in there. So I saw a couple people that I knew, and you were one of them. Marsha says Victor usually plays in many Hallmark movies. Nikisha, oh yeah, I like Miss Marvel a lot. I think Kamala character is so charming. Poor Bruno was so in love with her. Yeah, I have to tell you, Nikisha, I want to see what it's going to be like if they do a season two. They actually did it pretty well. I I generally don't really have any complaints. Well, okay, I don't have any complaints, but the mother's 180 on her being a superhero, especially wearing something tight. I was like, all right, so let me get this straight. The costume that you saw her wear, or saw her wanting to wear, was what you consider tight. But then she gets that suit that you gave her that was also tight. So did I miss? I'm so sorry, Jonathan. My bad. Oh, I'm sorry. I wish you would have typed me that a little earlier. I'm sorry, Jonathan. Damn it. I wish you would have typed me that earlier. Oh, I feel so bad now. Ron says, so Albert, what is your take on the fan who told the actress playing Nina that she would slap her? That they're nuts. That they're nuts and that they need to get out. They need to get out the house. And they need to sit there and take a break for like 2 weeks. In case I really enjoyed the culture aspect of it. It felt authentic. Represented. Yeah, representation. Yes. I have to tell you the truth. You know what it is? I just okay, cool. I just enjoyed it, Nikisha. I just thought it was a really good show. Um, but in all reality, Nikisha, when it comes to its Marvel live action, I'm pretty much with anything. But I'm glad to hear that, Jonathan. I am. I'm really glad to hear that. Oh, okay. All right, Nikisha. Okay. All right. But yes, I loved it though. So I'm looking forward to watching She-Hulk next. I'm actually glad that I'm getting through my list. I mean, it took me okay. Well, it took me like forever, but I kind of like it this way a little bit. I like watching episodes when they tell me to watch it. It's like watching The Mandalorian. I get done watching it, and then I have to sit there and literally wait for like 7 to 8 days or 7 to 10 days, and I'm just like, I don't like that. Now, Monique says something. Monique says something. Uh, Monique said April 18th on HBO Max, Batman Vengeance with Ben Affleck as Bat. Are you serious, Monique? Well, I guess I'm gonna have to sit there and get HBO Max again. Monique, is pretty much what you're telling me is that I'm gonna have to sit there and get HBO Max again, which means I should probably sit there and watch Titans. I am so glad that I'm sitting there seeing my friends this week because looks like after that I'm gonna be busy for a while. Now Josh says I'm so far behind on Marvel TV shows. The only one I finished was She-Hulk. W says, how does anyone know that RJ is better than Thomas Designs? He said, She-Hulk is a mixed bag. I'll tell you my thoughts after you watched it. I'm curious to see how you feel about it. On the case, we're gonna be talking about it. We're gonna be talking about it. Now, Ron says also, Albert, why can't delusional fans tell the difference between? That's a question since the dawn of time, Ron. That's literally a question since the dawn of time. Now, Monique says Jeremy Renner, who plays Hawkeye on Disney, has a new show on Disney where he restores new homes. I've I came across that, but I didn't actually watch it. Though. I didn't know that's what it was. And you want to know the sad thing, Monique? Normally, I don't watch a lot of renovating shows, but because Jeremy Renner's doing it, I I may actually have to watch it. Simon says to the longtime wine art viewers, how would you feel if Kelly returned and started flirting with Billy while swimming Jack and Phyllis for all the drama that happened before her death? All right, yeah, that's a question for the YNR fans. I mean, longtime fans. I'm still like maybe a couple of months in. Nikisha, Albert, I'm about to pour you a glass of wine in your honor. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. but I also know that I'm going to be hella busy. And, well, I know I can't actually sit there and sleep on Saturdays now. Now, Duwan says, talk about toxic fans. She Hulk was very divisive. Oof. In some ways, I'm kind of glad I missed that because She Hulk came out a while ago and I'm just now watching it. Harry says, what do Screen Doors and Brooke Logan have in common? The more you bang them, the looser. Harry's, I swear, these live streams would not be the same without you. Cindy Watts says very divisive. Yeah, I can only imagine. I'm looking forward to watching it though, but as divisive as it is, I still feel like certain Star Wars fans, to be fair, there's still like four Star Wars movies that I have to watch to catch up to all the Star Wars movies. So maybe I'll do that one day. Maybe I'll do that one day. Jonathan is back. Ron says, Albert, I think Lee should have her medical license revoked immediately. Immediately, you took an oath as a doctor to save lives. To the nurse should report her for denying. Maybe, but I also feel, what? Here's the thing, Ron. I feel like she would also get a medal by the city at that point. So there's that. Monique says Victor treats his family, his children like the Hunger Games on YNR. Do this, I will love you forever. Also, I watched Rabbit Hole and Paramount. Check it out. Hmm. Hunger Games. That's yeah, it's funny, Monique. I was actually thinking about that movie too. Nikki said maybe you should be a Star Trek fan like me. It's a peacekeeping federation. Nikisha, I actually am a Star Trek fan. For a while, I was more of a. In some ways, I still am more of a Star Trek fan or a Trekkie than I'm a Star Wars fan. That's cool in the case that you're a Star Wars fan. Like I always say, Nikisha, you're a very smart, intelligent, and beautiful woman. And I'm just surprised that you are still single. I know it's by your choice, but still. Have a good night, Freddie. Nikisha, who's your favorite character? You mean on Star Wars? I mean Star Trek? I don't think I really actually have a favorite. I used to always sit there and love the shows. Um Hell, actually tell you the truth, I still like Deep Space Nine. Nikisha said mine's a Spock. It's hard, Nikisha, because like have a good night, Freddie. Thank you for joining. I like Picard, but I like Kirk also. Maybe I like Kirk because of the new movies. Well, it's true, Nikisha. It's true. Nikisha said Benjamin Sisko was my dude. I don't remember that character, Nikisha. Benjamin. You mean on Deep Space Nine? Simon says Albert and everyone else disagree that Jack in part at the end of my comment. I don't. RJ was in boarding school. Damon's in the chat. What's good, Damon? Okay, so let me read the other part. Solomon says, wouldn't it be awesome if Jack ex Patty Williams came back and pretended to be Diane, being wearing a mask while holding Phyllis and Diane character together and Jack? Um, it'd be interesting, but I also feel like, oh wow, okay, Nikisha, that's yeah. Nikisha, you know who else actually liked as a captain probably more than him was Janeway. I can't remember the actress name. I think her name was Kate something. I liked her. Darby says I like Deep Space because they really got dark on that show. They did. Roof was good. Roof was good. Damon was good. Grand TV. Nikki said what I love about Star Trek is all the. Thank you for joining us. Ruth says if you see it gets Valentine. Okay. Nikki said what I love about Star Trek is all the philosophical dilemmas. Yeah, she was on Voyager. Thank you. Have a good night, Laura B. Thank you for joining. Oh, that was her name. Thank you, Duan. Also, thank you for joining us today. I know I said that before, but still. Latasha says Lee was pretty entertaining when she told Finn to let her die. It was, but seeing Steffi's looks on her face was also hilarious, though. Krista says, I love Star Trek Generations. I think that was probably the one I kept up with the most, was Generations, and I actually tell you, I kept up with a lot of them. But I do remember Generations the most, though. Ron says, still holding out for Sheila to have a. uh, Ron, I have no words. Nikki said, I like Data on Star Trek The Next Generation. I did too. I gotta sit there and highlight that comment. Nikki said, I was fascinated by the Borg. Resistance is futile. Yes, resistance is futile. Now, Ruth says, no, no, hell, no, no, you had enough of that Atlantic crap. He's opening down Miller being a villain. Thank you, good God, hell no to what are you talking about, Ruth? I'm very curious. Maybe you're talking to somebody else that's in the chat. Henderson says, not on board with a Jordan Porsche Triangle. Jordan deserves better than Curtis. Thank you, Henderson. Thank you. Now, Jonathan brings up a really good comment. Johnson says, have you ever watched Orville? Jonathan, I loved Orville. Um, I still didn't watch the rest of the season on Hulu. But thank you, Jonathan, for reminding me. Jesus Christ. I don't know why I forgot about that. I literally have no idea why I forgot about that. But yes, um, the Orville is amazing. And thank you, Jonathan, for reminding me about that. I don't mean a point, but thank you for reminding me about that. What the hell? Now Damon says the female Borg 6 of 9 was fine on. Was it 6 of 9 or was it 7 of 9? She was fine either way. Damon, she was. Jesus Christ, that one was fine. Um, was it 6 of 9? I'm very curious about that. Was that actually 6 of 9? Well, I'll look her up. But as fun as this was, and this was a hell of a lot of fun Johnson says it reminds me of Star Trek: The Next Generation. But as fun as this was, I do have to wake up early in the morning, so I think I'm gonna sit there and end the stream right here. Yes, Jerry Rod. But that 7 to 9. I knew it was 7 to 9. Yes, I'm gonna sit there and end it right here, which I should have ended it like 17 minutes ago. But when I sit there and start talking to y'all, I just I can't stop. Can't stop. Have a good night, Solomon. But I want to thank everyone for joining now. Cheyenne, what's good? Monique says I told my brother to watch you on Netflix. He was like, "What the?" It is a good show, though. It is. Nikisha said, "Good night, long live and prosper." Yes. Have a good night, Nikisha. Have a good night, Jess. Have a good night, Kyrese. Have a good night, Ron. Damn right, Darby. Have a good night, Darby. Have a good night, Ruth. Have a good night, Mel. Have a good night, Solomon. Have a good night, Blackmon. Have a good night, Damon. Have a good night, De Havilland. Jonathan says, all right, have a good night, Albert, and everyone in the chat. Have a great night, Jonathan. Have a good night, Ron. Darby says Star Trek Season 3. Don't sleep on it. Oh, no, Darby, I do not. I don't sleep on it, especially if it's done by Paramount. No, I'm not sleeping on it. Yeah, I was about to sit there and say, yeah, have a good night, Blackmon. Thank you for joining. Have a good night, everyone. I look forward to seeing y'all tomorrow. Have a good night, Henderson. It was really good seeing you in the chat. So, yeah, hit the like button on the way out because clearly that really does help. I like this new little highlighting thing. It keeps things a lot organized instead of just me going from random comment to random comment. I'm getting a rhythm. I'm getting there. Have a good night, last day. Yes, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. The hell? Oh, God, I had to sit there and watch. Ruth said, watch out with the swearing. And yes, it was 7 to 9. Don't take the Lord's. Oh, Ruth. I want to read this last comment. Krista says, question, I've been told Nancy daughter played the guitar on Tuesday during Blaze and Chase performance. Is that true? Have a good night, Janet. I don't know. I have to look that up. Well, Darby, it does help me out to some extent, but I'm not going to sit there and try to tell you what not to say. So, Darby, if you want to sit there and use the Lord's name in vain, you can do that. I just try not to curse because I don't want the video to get demonetized, but I generally want to cursing anyway, so it really doesn't matter that much. All right, everyone, have a great night. Now, Henderson says, thank you so much for this night. This was fun. Be blessed and have a great night tomorrow. Same thing with you, Henderson. I hope to sit there and see you back soon. Hope to see you back again. It was nice talking to you. Darby says, no, I'll be good. Well, Darby, I appreciate just having you in the chat. So thank you. Thank you, everyone. Stay safe. Nikki says, Nikki said, Ruth, not everyone believes in God. That's true. That's true. You gotta sit there and respect other people's belief if they don't believe in God. All right, everyone. Have a good night. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing everyone in the next live stream, which is tomorrow. I'm probably okay. Just heads up. I'm probably only going to do an hour, just because I have another early day. But I still look forward to seeing everyone in the chat. We have like 50 people. 50 people. Oh my God. Thank you. All right. Laters. Shannon says I'm an atheist. Same thing with you, Henderson. You be blessed. Look forward to seeing you soon. Have a good night, everyone.